griping about it. Well, no man, nothing. You're not saying nothing. You're all right with it.
Yeah, far right.
You can't be all right with nothing like that, bear. Eh? You're being manipulated. You're being made a fool of. This is the. Well. All
But
them people in America.
I am not going to be one to paint Papa Bird any of my family
Yeah.
as saints.
Yeah.
And I they would have never done anything. They would never. I'm not gonna say that they were little Saint Lester Bird, Saint Vere Bird, Junior Saint Papa Bird, but I do know that they would have had the respect of the people at least to say whatever maneuverings
Will
they
never
did,
happen.
they
No
not
way.
going to go come and express that to the
No
people and tell
way.
you what I did.
No way. And feel comfortable
I
with
feel
it.
comfortable in Antigua and by walk all, hey, this is what we do now.
Yeah,
Seven days done gone where we could challenge the election for what you said.
Yeah.
So we wait for the 8th day.
Yeah, and
You
we
know,
can tell
all
you
of that.
anything.
I tell you, hey,
Boy, I made a
you-
fool of you.
that is why we said on the
Yeah.
podcast last week that our system in Antigua does not have any safeguards against this sort of act. We heard the UPP saying that they're going to seek legal opinion. Up to now,
No, nothing. Come back to nothing.
yeah, the UPP say they seek legal opinion like they don't know. You don't have anything. You can't. There's nothing. There's no teeth there to prevent it. What happened? But the fact that he said it,
Yeah,
Antigua should have been up in arms.
of course.
Should have been up in arms.
You know,
Not
from
like
the horse's mouth.
from the horse's mouth, he is
Well,
manipulating your vote. And that
You
is
need
something
nothing else.
we need to highlight to Antigua and Barbuda people and let them, you know, your
Yeah.
conscience.
Yes.
Your conscience
Be
needs
their
to be
guide.
involved. Guide you
Yeah.
and let you know, does
Let
this
it be
sound
their
right
guide,
in a
because-
free democratic society that a man is saying he's manipulating the voters to vote where he wants them to vote in order to bring his party success at the polls.
Somebody there.
Hey, somebody calling?
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, he just
Cut
blinked.
out. He was blinking,
Yeah.
but they cut off too quick,
Yeah.
man.
Okay, he blinks again.
Go ahead, press it, man. Go ahead. Hello? Hey, hello, anybody there?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's going
Hey.
on?
I'm good.
Well, I'm happy to hear you, man. You're actually the first caller. Who is this?
Huh?
Who is this calling? Hello?
Well, I've been trying to call in to get in on this show for a long time now.
Okay.
Well, you know what happened? You finally paid
Yeah.
off. You hit bingo.
So, in my opinion, me want to sabotage them and try to sabotage this thing.
I don't believe so. Let us not get paranoid, but what happened is we're slave to the machine. What happened, me and Edward probably just pressed the wrong button all along.
Probably.
Well, go ahead, man. You listen to what we were talking about, right?
Well, I overheard some of the conversation that you have been having for a while now. And as I was telling Mr. Nedwell, some of these conversations I really want to put a point on because, you know, it's really kind of confusing, especially a new thing that come to light the other day with the judicial system where that Mr. Robinson shed some light on certain things that I
In reference
find
to what?
hard to believe, and I was trying to explain it to Mr. Nedwell, but he also find it hard to believe too
Go ahead.
with the court system where that the prosecution system is actually flawed.
Hey,
I never knew about that.
It is made by man, every system. Every
I
system
never
in
knew
the
that the
world
prosecution system
is flawed.
was flawed because I never knew that the police not supposed to be prosecuting case.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be investigating and prosecuting case at the same time.
Well, what happened I haven't really followed it very much. And
I don't know if you get a wind of that yet.
yes, of course. I'm in the system, so I do get a wind of it. Even if I don't read about it, I get it from going to court.
Yes,
I'm a
hearing it.
practicing trial lawyer, so I get a taste of it. Even if I didn't read about it in the papers, that's what I do for a living. You know, and there were situations even before this where
It seems like you went down again, Mr. Sean.
we went out. No, we're right here.
Yeah, I can barely hear you again.
You don't hear me now? Hello?
No. You're like you went really low.
Oh, that's not good.
For a while I couldn't hear nothing.
Okay, you hearing me now?
Yeah, hearing you now.
Yeah, we're just tampering around the things. You're trying to get that sort of feedback out of the
Yeah,
mic.
sort it out, yeah.
That's why I was trying to figure out. But
Yes, so I don't know if you get any feedback on that situation. Yes.
yes, the situation that is happening at this point in time is that since 2021, right, legislation was passed, and legislation stated that it was only the DPP that could prosecute people in Antigua and Barbuda. What happens when you have bureaucracies, right? Bureaucracies aren't really paying attention to the latest law, the latest newspaper, the latest fact. They're accustomed to doing something day in, day out, and this
So
is
they
the way it is.
continue to do something.
They continue to do something that they had no authority to do. And that was where it was the DPP that was given the sole authority to prosecute somebody. The police continued to charge people, and they did not have the authority to do so any longer since 2021. So all the charges, all the cases that were tried by people, by the COP, the cop, that's what you say, you usually say cop versus
Yeah,
what? Cop,
yeah,
cop,
yeah,
you know. Everybody who had a case by the police technically is flawed, and it needs to be thrown out of court. Whether they're found guilty and they were paid a fine, or guilty and spent time in prison, whatever money they spent on the fine, it needs to be given back to them. Reimbursed. Whoever time was served, or if they're in there still, they need to be let loose. Whoever served their time, 1 day, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, they can get a lawyer and sue the government because they had no right to be there in the first place. So you understand where I'm coming from?
Yes, I understand where you're coming from.
That is a headache because I'm sure there are hundreds of people since 2021.
That's what sent to prison or being charged.
Or
and
whatever they
had
did,
to pay.
fine them or
had to pay a fine and all that.
Yeah. It is a
Okay.
situation
Oh,
where
God.
it is a headache. A lot of innocent people were probably put behind bars. A lot of guilty people who were put behind bars probably are now free. You understand? The problem also is that the limitation period from the date of those crimes. Some of them are 6 months. Small crime cases, a lot of the cases, the cop really handles the matters in the magistrate's court. So it's really 6 month period. A lot of limitation is only 6 months.
Right.
You understand? Like when Alvin Thomas beat me up and put me and Jim in the cell, it was 6 months because he said we interfered with the police officer in the course of his duty. I can't remember the exact offense. But interfering with the police officer in the course of his duty, obstructing the police officer, obstructing in the course of his duties. That is a magistrate's court case. You're not going to find that up in the high court. So it has a small limitation period, 6 months. What happened in my case in 2012, 2013? 6 months went by. The matter is dead. But before the day of the 6th month, Alvin Thomas charged me again. When we went to the magistrate's court and in front of the chief magistrate Judge Walsh, he tell me, don't bring this in front of me again, this nonsense. Because he brought it a second. The first time he was out of time, and before that he brought a case, the same charge again against me and Jim, and then informed the prosecuting, the police who were prosecuting the matter, that he's the investigating officer. He was the one that was offended or I interfered with his duty. But he can't come to court today because he's on vacation. So that would have get dragged out for another 6 months and he would have served me. So you see, that's how they play games and it come back to bite them in the ass.
Wow.
But overall, it's not just the egg is not just on the government. It's on the society. Because a lot of people who probably should be in jail are going to be free. And even more so, they have a very good civil case to sue the government for what they did to them. Yeah, just like I sued the government, right?
That's right.
Whether they're innocent or guilty, the fact is they should not have been charged by the cop, by the police. So the innocent get paid along with the wicked.
Look what Antigua come to. Andy.
Yes.
It's a sick scenario, my brother.
Yes.
Really
There's a very sick
sick
scenario. And, you know, the point of the matter is that the poor man is suffering by the hands of these people, because it's not everybody can afford a lawyer.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Yep.
You
Yep.
understand? It's not everybody can afford it, because a lawyer now, there's a case that I know of right now that's going on.
Ah.
This gentleman got himself, well, he and another person share a house, and he's a working guy. He works every day. He goes to work 6 o'clock in the morning and
Yeah.
comes home maybe 7, 8 o'clock in the night, and sometimes he doesn't himself come home. He stays by his girlfriend in the town. And the police bust in and him one morning and found the other guy with marijuana inside his dwelling place, which part he dwelled. Had the other guy, which part the other gentleman lives.
Right.
The other gentleman escaped the police and slew them, and they hold everybody. But suddenly, this older gentleman escaped the police all of a sudden, because they say the man ran away from them, and they hold the other guy and took him and have him prosecuted. Now he's actually in the High Court right now, going to court. And the sick part about this whole thing, Sean, the sick
No,
part
man,
about
it's
this whole
Veer,
thing.
not Sean. Veer.
This fear, I mean, yeah, fear. What I'm saying, what gets me upset about this whole thing, this gentleman is explaining to me that this gentleman, the police didn't find him with anything. They find the other guy with everything, but they're prosecuting this other guy that was sharing a house with the other guy. There's two separate parts in the house. One guy live in one part and one guy live in one part.
Yeah.
And the guy that live in the other part, he has everything. He escaped the police now. He escaped the police. They can't find him. Over 3 years now, this guy's walking all over Antigua, and the police can't put their hand on this guy. But
Right.
they seems to just hell-bent and taking this other guy before the court.
That's how they operate, guy.
And this guy now already proved he's innocent
Yeah.
in the small court. Now he's in the High Court because they say it's an indictable matter, and he went to the High Court. Now the High Court isn't going to deal with it. Now my point is, this guy can't afford a lawyer. He said the lawyer charged him $10,000. Now, something that he cannot find,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just to prove him innocent when he's already innocent already of this. They didn't know he's innocent, but the police want to make a point because they let the other guy get away from them. Now,
That's an abuse of the process.
Very
It's
much
abuse
I'm
of
going to say
process.
this here, Veer.
Yeah.
I don't know what Antigua don't have a system that's set in place for a person that cannot afford a lawyer, that there's one appointed to him. What is wrong with this
Yes.
system here?
Legal aid.
Andy, what I
There's
said,
so many flaws in the system.
there's legal aid, right? When I came back home to study law, after studying law in 2002, there was no legal aid. The government has they've made some steady strides in legal aid to assist the poor in society who need legal representation. It is
assistance.
not cheap. Anywhere in the world you go, legal representation isn't cheap. What I would say, in the benefit of the government, and it's not just Gaston Brown administration, but also the UPP, it has grown in strides. At one point in time, they were only doing one matter in legal aid or so on. They might help you with a divorce, right? But gradually, has expanded that most of the issues that you may have in civil matters, you can go to legal aid and they will give you assistance. At one point, they were just like writing letters to you, writing letters on behalf of the individual to find out where the lawyer on the other side stands. But it has progressed and it is getting there. But it's not cheap, right? And you only have a limited amount of lawyers who work for legal aid, so they're paid for by us at the end of the day. It is getting better. I don't believe it's where it needs to be, Andy, but it's going to take time. Because I have, just in the last 2 weeks, I was impressed with how far they actually went to represent people in divorce and child maintenance to get the money from the husbands or even sometimes the wife who is not paying up
Right.
her part or her contributions
That's
to the
right.
maintenance of the child. So I wouldn't knock legal aid so much. What I would say in regards to what you're concerned with now, the criminal side of it, the criminal side of it is really, I don't think they really have much.
Oh, yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, I don't think they really have a lot of legal aid for the criminal side of
Okay,
matters.
yeah, for
right?
criminal, yeah.
What they do is for murder. If the individual is accused or charged with murder, he will get representation. the state will pay for the individual, the lawyer, right? So he
Yeah.
goes and chooses his lawyer, and then the state, you have to, at the start of the case, you fill out your form, your voucher, whatever, and then I think it's 12,000, 15, I don't remember exactly what it was. I never did it myself to represent anybody for murder. At one point in time, I did have a client who wanted me to represent himself, and to me, the guy started to buckle. When I tell the man, listen, you got to plead guilty
Oh.
and mitigate on your behalf. The man come and tell me, oh, kind of search this, that. It wasn't me, I didn't do it, like a shaggy did. When the man knew he damn well killed this body. In broad daylight, shot the man and tell me
didn't
it
do
was
it.
somebody else and circumstance. I said, listen, I'm trying to see it from your side, right? And as an impartial as I'm trying to be, because I'm not even the original lawyer. You have problems. No matter what you want to think in your mind, that you can get to fool the judge. You're not fooling me. I'm much less one of them seasoned, experienced judges. So mitigate, man, say no, get you don't want you as a lawyer.
Oh,
no.
yeah, okay.
I don't know how it played out.
Okay, great.
You
Yeah.
understand, Andy?
What I'm saying here, what I'm saying is this.
Yes, go ahead, man. I'm listening. Hello?
There's too many poor people in Antigua that can't just find food on the table. But some of them get caught up. Is not all of us is guilty of a crime
Right.
that's come before us. Now, during my traveling to different places in different countries, I realized some of the most strictest country that was strict on any form of drug use, any form of drug use, such as in Asia. I'm just going to put in Asia, period.
Right.
They had some of the strictest law is death penalty. Why
Of
they catch
course.
you with it?
They've never played around with that
You're
one.
dead. Now, these countries is actually giving them citizens marijuana plant to part of the economy. Now, these countries that was so strict that would put you to death
Yeah.
is now using this as a thing to build the economy.
Yeah.
Now, we here in the Caribbean, some of us in the Caribbean is gravitating to that culture where they're giving their citizens flat chance, like St. Vincent right now, they open, give them chance to do what they're doing, and they containers coming from Canada and they load them, and it's like our CMC, you carry everything to a place and the Canadian buy it from you.
Yeah.
Now, Antigua seems to be the only country right now where they still have stipulation and rules where if you get caught smuggling it into the country, you're supposed to get prosecuted for it because now you're smuggling it into the country that you're growing it. Not supposed to be, because you don't want to bring it into your country. You want to be growing it in the legal way and shipping it in the way it's supposed to be done.
Right.
Now, here, they have a catch because I get a part of a document where when I see who the people are who's actually doing this, it's just a big joke because you can't have one of the biggest corrupt ministers because I'm not a guy who's scared to talk. One of the biggest
don't
corrupt
call
ministers,
his name.
Benjamin,
Don't call
you
any
can't
names.
have his son doing nothing
Don't
to do with
call-
nothing in this
don't
country
call
because
any
it's going to be
names.
corruption.
Andy, don't call any names, okay?
Yeah, you know, I'm saying yeah, but I'm saying you can't have corrupt people doing corruption. It is going to be corrupt
Of
because
course.
now you have a son, a father, and a son who's actually running that department, and this department now an Antiguan to get in there, and local Antiguan to get in there has to find $100,000. Where a normal Antiguan is going to find
even
$100,000
if me a lawyer and professional and me not capable of touching them numbers, I wouldn't even take the risk of going to a bank to get that money just to get the license because where the rest of the money for to
Yeah, I
start the
understand.
business.
This is what I'm talking about. The whole sum is so
I
ridiculous.
go and get that money to go build a house. Coming up.
Yeah.
We can go inside the house.
And the value
But
of the
getting that
house going up sooner
yeah,
or
but
later.
you to go and start a business where is no guarantee
You understand?
that you gonna make a profit or
Yeah,
substantial enough
yeah,
profit,
yeah.
and then you gonna have
And you don't
overheads
put
with your employees.
$200,000. You don't put $200,000 into it,
In my
and nothing
circumstances,
start yet.
as a professional, I couldn't take that on at this point in time, right? Because if the business go bust, then me bust period.
Total out of it. That's it for you.
That's the end of it for me.
Andy, yep.
Yeah.
I understand totally what you're saying, but, and I've been saying this for the longest period of time. Other places are building the economy on the same marijuana issue, and Antigua is not playing that game at all. The game
No,
that
they can't play the game that well. Here why they can't play the game. Because somebody pocket got to keep getting fat off of somebody.
well, that's what it's all about. That's the man told you that earlier, you know. We are in there to get our pockets, loaded. So we
No,
should,
no.
eh.
My other issue now is what is the last thing where and these African thing? What is the last result on these people? Because I realize that they're getting shot and shot in Antigua. I'm not seeing them like I used to see them around the place. So what's going on with them people?
The government
Anybody has a clue?
The government would like us to believe that they got tired and they went back to Africa after their trip, these wealthy tourists. I personally believe that, and knowing these individuals in the Antigua Labour Party, that nothing happened without them being involved in it.
That's right.
Nothing in Antigua. They have this country on lockdown. That was not by mistake, by chance, accident. What do you call it again?
Have I said?
What do you call force majeure or act of God?
No, man.
That was by design.
That's right.
Somebody at the end of the day got paid. And that is what I want Antigua and Barbuda people to realize. But what I'm saying, you're seeing less of them now. They're gone back to Africa. They're gone throughout the West Indies, throughout the Caribbean.
Well, I'm going to shed a little light for you right now. You know, about 3 weeks ago, since the death of those ones that died,
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, you know, they hold 15 of them in Guadeloupe, right? Another 15 in St. Martin.
I heard something like that, yes.
Do you know that? And do you know that there has 17 of them that shows up on the California coast, right? You know that. You didn't know all this, right?
No, I didn't. I can't say I did.
Okay, well, let me let you know something. My brother, your grandfather fight hard for this country to make us live easy.
Yes.
But these people here now is going to make us live hard. They're going to make us can't travel anywhere. They're going to make us get visas going to be taken away from us. We're not going to even go to no country because of what's going on. And I don't think the young Antiguans know the benefit of traveling. I don't think they know what it's like to see other countries, other places, know other cultures. Yes, it's good, but why you get involved? I'm listening to people talking about it's not human trafficking because the people them come here and playing. It is human trafficking because nobody know where they came from. Nobody know how nobody ever seen a document for these people. I have friends that work at the airport that told me the timing that these people came off of this plane, the bus that drive on to the airport and took them off.
Yeah.
That means they never really go to no due process to be here.
They didn't need to, and that is by the government. The government opened our borders. They made it.
So you realize that our government became a big part of human smuggling, our own government.
Yes.
But they're going to charge a little man that taking these same people on a boat for human trafficking. So who is going to be the investigating officers that's going to investigate and do their job, due diligence, how they're supposed to do their job? Because I don't realize, I'm seeing it that nobody seems to care.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to realize what the bigger picture is going to come down to be.
Yeah. Andy, that is apathy. The society is so cynical of their politicians. They're so tired of them that they're lethargic right now. It's like slaves who have been beaten and whipped so much they just comply. That is where Antiguans are again. And I believe that is why they kept the United Nations Human Refugee Agency out of Antigua in the earlies. It was only after everything went south, the shit turned buoy, that the United Nations, UNHCR is coming to Antigua to investigate, to ask about the whereabouts. Right? You see what happened in St. Kitts. I just read an article today where the Prime Minister of St. Kitts said that the 13 or so that they rescued, they have them in some detention over there. He said he went to see them and ask them what they're doing here. He went himself now, the Prime Minister of St. Kitts, and what he saw that they're educated. Some of them were lawyers, some of them were experts in IT, some of them were nurses, a lot of them had skills. Some of them were teachers, right? He said that the United Nations is getting involved, and when they do their report to find out who they are, they're going to actually try to bury the 3 bodies that they found. They're not certain if they are Christian or Muslim. As soon as they do their research, probably try to reach out to families over there, identify them, they're going to give them a proper burial because nobody has claimed them as yet.
What?
Yes, he said he's going to give them a proper burial. If it is Muslim, then we'll try
by
to
the
get an
expense of
imam.
who? By
If they're
expense of
Christian, we
the
are
public
Christians.
the public of Antigua and Barbuda?
Pardon me?
By the expense of who? Who is going to give them a proper burial? By the expense of who?
St. Kitts. Census is going to bury them. Census is going to deal with these individuals, the 13 that they have. But that is the way you do it. Our government never went to get the United Nations involved, you know. We don't have no refugee experience to any great extent. So why are they saying that they have it under control? But you just let the refugees in the border thinking they're wealthy African tourists. You had a problem from the get-go. So don't tell me no, you have it under control. You understand?
No, but my problem is, if you have wealthy people coming on a plane, why are these people cooking on 3-stone fire? Why are these people living the way they're living? So where is the wealth? Where is the
Because
money?
they're not wealthy.
Give me
They
a
lied
second
to
there,
us
1
in the
second.
first place.
Because I went to a house.
That's obvious, Andy.
I went to a house. And I
Andy?
told you this already, Nedwell. I
Andy,
told you this
there?
already. I went to a house and I saw with my 2 eyes,
Andy?
nobody telling me. I went and saw
Where you got
the
off?
condition, how the
Seems
people are
so
living.
many.
Because I
Yeah.
heard, I heard
went
like
to
a
see
beep in
these
the
people catching
background.
three-stone fire, what my grandparents used to do long time years ago.
Hello?
And cooking outside and some black ass
You hear me?
pot,
Okay,
some
yeah.
black pot that I never. You know how wood fire deal with metal, and this is how these people is cooking wood fire, keystone. This is how these people is cooking in Clare Hall. I went to the house in Clare Hall and saw it for myself. So I am confused. I'm really, 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 really confused there because I am so confused because I am trying to figure out. Who came with their wealth and their money? Where did the wealth and the money went? Where did it go? Who has it?
The wealth of who? Pardon me? The wealth of who? You're breaking up a bit, Andy. I'm hearing like
I'm
somebody
breaking
called.
up still?
No, I'm hearing a beep in the background, so I don't know. Nedwell say he wasn't hearing it.
No, I'm not having no noise. That's why I'm upstairs in my house.
Yeah, okay. I'm hearing you. Ned, you not hearing him?
Not him at all.
I don't know what's going on there. I'm hearing you fine. What you're saying now, Andy, in regards to what you say, why these people are cooking on a three stone fire?
I said
They're wealthy.
they are cooking outside on a 3-stone. You put 3 stone.
Yeah, man, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking
Right.
about. Mhm.
So now I'm trying to figure out if these people are so wealthy.
Right.
As you say, okay, then you bring them here. They're wealthy. They want a place to stay. Why don't they rent a house? Or they rent a house and they get a stove, a fridge, like normal people does.
Yeah.
So who we really have here? Do we have mercenaries? Do we have rapists? Do we have killers? Who we have here? Who the people are walking amongst us? I don't have. Listen, I want people to quote me when I speak. I don't want nobody to think that I'm racist towards my own fellow black people, because I'm not. But my concern for my country where I live in,
Yeah.
I'm concerned for my children and my neighbor's kids and my friend's children and the people of Antigua and Barbuda. I want to know who we have here amongst us. Because we know in the African diaspora, we know the type of people they are and how they deal with each other. We know the stories.
Yeah,
So now
it's not
we
very
want
nice.
to know,
It's not very
are
nice.
these people running for their life really, as you tell us? Other people is telling us now.
Yeah.
Are there people who the government doesn't want, like the Cubans did in Miami in America when they sent all these people from the crazy house and
And
the jails into America? We
Right.
want to know if the same thing is going on. That's the fluctuation of people we got here.
Yeah.
We need to know who we're dealing with.
Boy, those are answers that I do not see this government ever providing for us. As you can see, I think about two and a half weeks ago, the what do you call it again? The staff, what do you call it? Max Hurst.
Oh.
What do you call it again? What do you call Max Hurst? What's
Who?
Max Hurst. What's his role again? He's like he's in the chief
Chief of staff. or
Chief
something.
of staff said that they're not going to hold an inquiry because everything has been resolved basically, and They don't need no inquiry.
Well,
People have lost their
remember-
lives, but we don't need an inquiry.
That's right.
well, let me tell you something.
Mm,
That you're supposed to know this more than I do.
right.
That anything comes from this man's mouth
Mm.
doesn't hold water,
Sickening.
right?
This is what it
You
is.
got to be careful.
I know this man well. Me even cuss you about his lied ways, but you know it's like water off a duck's back. Max Hurst exists in this life to do nothing else but lie. I believe that Max Hurst does not get a salary. You know, people get 5,000, 6,000, whatever they say for your duty as cabinet sec. You know, what is it? Chief of staff.
Chief of
I
staff.
get this amount of money for a month. I believe Max Hurst get paid according to how much lies he makes a month, and that is why he have to rack up some big numbers. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
He
totally,
get paid
totally,
according.
totally
He tally
But-
like back in the old days when
Can
they
you
go to war,
imagine?
you get paid according to how many ears the soldiers and then cut off and can
That's
say I
right.
got 500 ears, so pay me 500 gold coins. Max Hurst at the end of the month have a tally up my life on the 15th of August, the
But
13th
what
of
is the real number? What is the real number of African came to Antigua? Anybody know
They
the
told
real
us it
number?
was on the. They told us that it was on the just under 1,000 Africans came under 3
Under
or 4.
1,000.
Right, just
So
under
let's say
1,000.
about let's say about 900 people.
Yeah, 9 something. Yeah, 9 and change.
Okay.
Mhm.
So now, where we know about what a couple? Do we know about the tragedy there with those one that died? We know how much numbers they say
Yeah.
that died there.
Mhm.
That died. Okay. We know about the numbers that find in Guadeloupe and St. Kitts and St. Martin and up to the coast.
Right.
Okay, fine. But where are the rest of them? Because I have not seen. I used to see a lot of Africans walking around in Antigua.
Yeah, I mean, I see them go
That's
past
one
that
of my
Chinese
biggest
shop. They love to go to the Chinese food, boy. I see them go by that Chinese shop on Wireless Road and Old Palm Road, Old Palm and Wireless Road.
Well, listen. I'm going to be
Chinese.
honest with you, Veer. That's my job.
Yeah.
Walk around and see them as much as I can and find out. Because I have an opportunity of talking to 3 of them.
Mhm.
We sit down and talk. He said one of them told me he is actually the leader. He actually one of the guy that deal with the Africans,
Yeah.
and he talked very good English.
Right.
And I was speaking to him, and he was telling me, that they never wanted us to be here.
And we didn't want them to be here either. So
said
what?
there was not-
Isn't that
they never wanted
isn't
us
that
to be
a
here.
good marriage? You don't want, You don't want to be here, and I don't want you here. So,
Perfect.
let us just go
Yeah.
to a divorce.
Perfect.
He said he did not. They don't want to
Yeah,
be here.
brother.
So I asked him then. Cause
So
I'm
where you
a
want
guy
to be
that when
then?
Somebody tell me something. I just don't leave it there. I ask more. I go deeper. So I was like, then what they convinced you to come here? What was it convinced you to come to Antigua? Why? I said, did you know Antigua is a small little country can hold in your place that you come from? My country can drop in there about 4, 5, 6 times.
4 or 5? You're talking about 400 times.
Okay, where side you come from? I'm just saying with the state that wherever he come from in Africa, I'm just telling him how much time.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like kind of puzzled because I'm like, yo, my brother, I don't want you to think that I have anything against you because you're a black man. And I love my color 100%. But I'm just confused because I want to know if you have so much riches, you have so much wealth, why are you here? Because I said, we don't have anything to offer anybody. And we don't have nothing to
And
offer
didn't even
you.
have offer for your own people.
So why are you here?
Yeah.
So the guy started laughing. He just started laughing. Hysterically, he just started laughing.
What you
So I'm
say?
like, you're laughing, but I'm serious. You know what's going on? Why are you here? You know what I mean? What was you promised? You know what I mean? What was you
Andy?
promised?
What
Because
is
he
it
can't
at
talk
the
about
end of
that.
the day?
So then that means if he can't talk about that, me and you both know how to understand. There's something else in the pipeline that we don't know.
We
about.
don't know about. And we got to keep asking questions. We got to hold these politicians to the foot to the fire until we get some resolution. I believe that since the United Nations is involved, as I told us, and that could be another lie. But if they're in there will be a report at the end of the day that we could sift through, not
Well, you
prepared
know what?
by the Antiguan government, but by an independent body, United Nations, who has more experience than anybody in refugees. But Andy, we're gonna have to go now because we had some issues we wanted to discuss on the program, some clips by the Prime Minister and so on. So before we sign off, we wanted to get to them. Thank you so much for calling. You were the first caller, brave enough to call in on Who's on the Go
No
Mike
problem, no
podcast.
problem.
And
Sure.
please call in.
Well, one day I'm planning on coming in on the show myself.
Well, that is what I want, because you know what's the name of the program? Who's on the Go Mike podcast. It's not via and Nedwell every week. What we're doing really is just trying to sort out all the technical glitches before we get off.
Come on the show.
That's not a problem. That's not
And
a
what I
problem.
want to do, I want to bring my African friend with me.
Oh, Lord. Well, one of them? One of the
Yes,
1,000?
because he has something he wants to say on the radio station.
Okay. Well, better
But
yet.
what I didn't want to carry, he wanted me to carry him to Serpent, but I said no.
Okay.
I want to bring him to you. I want to sit down because I want him to be comfortable.
Right.
You understand me? I don't want him to be uncomfortable. As I tell him, when we come, I want him to be comfortable, sit down.
That is not a
talk.
problem. Andy, that
What's
is not
on
a
his
problem.
mind?
Give us another
Because
2 or
he
3
has
weeks.
something to shed. When he talk about it, and
sort
people will get
things
the
out.
whole picture about this whole thing.
Give us another 2-3 weeks, and then we're going to invite you in the program. Definitely end of this month, early June, okay?
That's right.
Okay, no problem.
All right, you
So-
take care. Listen out for, we have some more clips you're going to play on the Prime Minister and the nonsense you was playing, right? Thank you so
Okay.
much for calling in, and please call in again.
Yep.
All right, no
you're the
problem,
number.
man.
You
I'll
get
always call in.
you're like Tani Rose and ZDK. You're special because you're the first. You
No
don't,
problem,
no
you
problem,
don't,
no problem,
you
yeah.
don't make your mark. So you know you get where everybody get 1 minute, you get 4.
That's right, because his mark
That's
is
right,
already
that's right.
made.
Come from the radio station
My
now.
good brother.
For your radio station now, because you can say I'm me calling first.
That's
When,
right.
when all the rest man and they're frightened for calling my via
Me
program,
not calling.
I'm me Andy calling.
Yes, me Andy. Everybody,
Buddy,
supposed to
buddy.
know that. Me Andy Christian calling first.
All right, buddy. Take good care, right?
All right,
We'll
no
talk
problem.
soon. Bye for now.
All right.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that's our first caller on Who's on the Go
Wisdom,
Mike
that's
podcast. We're going to get back really to these clips of the Prime Minister concerning the the manipulation of the voters,
That's right.
right? And then that's another. We're going to do another 20 minutes or so, 30
That's good
minutes,
for
you know,
fine with
and see
me.
if we can sort out what the hell is really going on here. So damn bold face,
Mm-hmm.
brazen to be talking like that, you know. But it is what it is because the Antigua and Barbuda people have allowed him to get away with it, and that
Can
is
you
the sad
imagine?
part.
Yep.
That is the sad part. So we played you the clip earlier before Andy called in, right? I will play it again because, you know, Antigua people forget easily.
Mm-hmm.
Let me play that again now. Listen to what we had here.
I didn't transfer people into my constituency, we transfer out to help out the candidates. Or left others who were registered outside of my area, left them in those areas rather than transfer them in to give others a better chance. I didn't transfer people into my constituency, we transfer out to help out the candidates. Or left others who were registered outside of my area, left them in those areas rather than transfer them in to give others a better chance.
To give
I didn't
others-
transfer people into my constituency, we
others?
transfer out to help.
Who others? The UPP?
Must be.
Huh? True Labour?
Yeah, it seems so.
DNA?
It seems
Still
so.
not getting any
Nothing.
feedback? I don't know what's going on there. That's another glitch we have
Yeah, yeah.
to sort out when the
yeah.
time comes, you know. I'm going to play another clip here now, Antigua and Barbuda, just to hear the foolishness that you all are putting up with for leadership. I'm sorry that Neddy can't be here. I don't know what happened, why his
Yeah, my man.
microphone ain't cutting it any longer.
For some reason, it was all good, and then for some reason, well,
Yeah.
what can I say?
What can you say? Technology.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what I take on this whole thing, right? There's several things. Is that I remember back before 2014 that the Labour Party was talking about a code of ethics, how they're going to respond, how they're going to deal with issues of corruptions and moral and ethic issues. And I do remember Bishop Brown on the radio telling the Labour Party candidates and the leader that he would give them courses in ethics. And in a situation like that, I
Oy.
just want to remind people, and people have a very short memory.
Real short.
I just got a text here, and this one seems to have emanated from overseas, a 971
I
number.
think.
It says here, moral and ethics in any institution starts from the top.
That's right.
As a leader, what are you going to do to ensure proper ethical modeling permeates the institution? Now, I know that you are a lecturer in ethics.
That's right.
And I have given the people of this country an undertaking that clearly there are certain new values that will be introduced to augment the existing ones that sustained us over the years.
That's right. We can't have too much ethics,
Correct.
morality,
And
good
as you
standards.
know, we have introduced recently a code of ethics for the members of the party, especially
That's right.
those who would serve in the new ALP
Came and
administration.
went again.
But I'm thinking that in as much as they will sign this declaration, I'm making a public request here for you as someone who lectures in ethics, for you to engage our team and to offer some classes in ethics in order to strengthen the ethical foundations of our institution.
Yeah.
We do
and,
like to do that.
I have also made a point too that we expect all candidates, for sure, and certainly other senior members of the party to adhere to the provisions of our code of ethics, and
That's
that
right.
there be some form of self-regulation.
Self-regulation.
All of us have our faults, but we have to understand that we have to adjust in accordance with the requirements of the electorate. And
Yeah.
I give an undertaking here that as the leader of this institution, I will lead from the front. And
right.
whatever issues that individuals think or any weaknesses that they may see, I am willing to make the
Lord.
adjustments and to ensure
Is this
that
so,
I'm
yeah?
best able to serve this country and to preside over a moral and certainly ethical party, or a party with very strong moral and ethical underpinnings.
What is it?
I just got a text.
Do you understand what this lying, deceitful man called Gaston is saying? He's telling a priest that he's going to reside over a moral and ethic organization. But this was over 10 years ago. And in that time, and I'm going to hold not Gaston Brown to the fire because the man is a damn blasted liar. He can't help himself. No morals, no ethics.
Oh,
But where is the priest now when Gaston Brown called people deracinated, squatters,
yeah.
and inbred? Where is the ethics and the morality that people who went through the largest or the most severe hurricane in recorded history, and within a week you're telling them that they're squatters on a piece of land or island where their ancestors
They
have been for
inhabited
300
for
years?
years on top of years. This man is sick.
Potentially, Barbuda probably existed before Antigua as a society,
Yeah, I
because they have the
understand.
Martel Towers, which were built by the Spanish
Okay then.
before the British. They settled there before. They have a history that was before where Europeans are concerned, I'm talking about, before Antigua. And it's likely that some of these people were there, probably Spanish slaves.
Way back. Way
And you were
back.
telling them,
Yes,
you just
Scotland.
come on the scene, Antigua, the British and so colonize it, French, or the back and forth.
What
And
they-
you know, them they over there do for them the sudden. Them they there for since the conquistadors.
Yeah, I
Because
understand.
they have Martel Towers, and that is
Doing-
a Spanish thing.
that's
So
right.
you come to tell them now that you are squat on the property that you didn't even know existed.
You
'cause
just
come.
I just come. This look, and you just see the sensible people just go along with them
Just
things.
eat it
there,
up
to-
and
to-
they
to
swallow
go
it
on
whole
like,
that
you
this
know,
man is making
and try
sense.
to
And
defend that.
they
How you defend
and a lot of
that?
people started. I heard somebody, and I think it was on Sherpan's show, or Sherpan calling. Somebody called Barbudans dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody called them dogs. And you see the same tactics that the Europeans divide and conquer, divide and rule. They adopt that. They're different from you. They're Barbudans. They don't like to work. They don't want anything. They always want handouts. They're not. They're not good for nothing. They're shiftless.
They find
And the
so much to
Antiguans
say.
the Antiguan who are calling, she probably never work, you know.
Never
She
work
probably
a
she
day.
move a couch.
Never work a day in your life,
probably
probably.
chaired a Ford picnic and talk about they're dogs.
The six.
Because they practice the policy of division. What the Europeans did to us, the colonials, slave masters, divide one Cameroonian from Nigeria, and you're lighter skin, and you're
Division.
darker skin,
Pure
you're
division.
stronger, you're shorter, you're here longer, you're here softer.
They
They divide
understand.
you and make you vanity and envy, and you're fighting amongst yourself, and them they sitting back and they living in the plantation in the big house, and you in nigger house
Yeah.
with all the trigger,
Yeah, I understand.
with all the wood lice, with all the centipede, and bite you up.
And you
And
know
you're
that-
fighting again.
you-
He sent me here short and fishy.
That,
That is how they rule us. And it's not, it's sad that the Europeans did that to us, the colonials, but it's even worse when one your own is doing that against you.
Yeah, I understand.
Open your eyes, Antigua and Barbuda. I want to play another clip now. This is Magistrate Hyman Payne. She was a candidate. This is when I think they huffed her, or she wanted to run in what do you call it again? We call it St. Philip South. And they're talking about the constitution of the party says it's by the branch that elects you,
okay.
right? But they're saying no, they adopting polling, which is not in the
Oh,
constitution. So this is
okay.
what she has to say about it. I think it's a doozy. I think y'all would like this one. This one here, this one is sweet me.
Wasn't it just about a month ago we had adopted a code of conduct so that we would have ethical behaviour, we'd have a fair and level playing field? If the party is saying we have a code of conduct because we want to do things fairly, we want to be honest, we want to act with truth and integrity, then you can't just say you have a code of conduct. You have to live by your rules and regulations. Having a code of conduct and not applying them, that sends a bad signal to everybody. It says we're not serious about things we say. And if you want to win an election, people have to believe that you are serious. So I know the party will not rely on the poll and that we'll have a primary. Wasn't it just about a month?
Yeah, that's what Madison Hyman Payne thought.
Yep, yep.
But they did not have a primary, they had a poll. And she knew it, you know. They're saying about the standards that they're going to hold about ethics. If your constitution does not have, the ABLP constitution does not have anything about polling, then how can you go and poll for the best candidate when the constitution
Isn't
says
it?
it is an election by the branch elects the candidate for that constituency? She is talking about the way it was, because her bloodline runs in the
That's right.
trades and labor union
That's
and the way
right.
things were done under Papa Bird. Her uncle and her father went to jail for that union.
She don't even
They
know.
fought hard, her father and
Yeah,
uncle.
but she don't even know.
And she said this is the way it's supposed to be done. We have to live by a certain standard with one another.
Not anymore.
No. Divide and conquer. Whoever want branch elections, to hell with you. We're going down the poll. Forget the ethics. Forget the code of ethics. Let me play another clip for y'all now. This is one by Mary Claire Hurst where they actually at a meeting. I think this was at Twait's Corner. Yeah, the meeting
Okay.
for Eustace Tico Lake. You remember Eustace
Yes.
Tico Lake?
Yeah.
Huh?
How could you
Barely,
forget that guy?
barely. Like, he just forgotten
Yeah,
anything
he's
doing.
faded,
Yeah,
but
you remember the
still.
great days of Eustace the Great?
Can you imagine?
I know where Eustace be.
Yep.
I think he just collecting his paycheck at some.
I just got a text here,
No,
and
that's
this
not the
one
one.
seems
That's not the
to
one. Let me
have
see now.
emanated from overseas,
Listen.
a 971.
Listen this.
And this is our creed. Get accustomed to it. Listen to the words and repeat after me. We believe in the empowerment of our people.
We believe in the
The
empowerment of our people.
principles of good
The
governance.
principles of good governance.
The elimination of poverty.
The
Yes, sir.
elimination of poverty, Neddy.
The provision of full employment.
Full employment.
Oh, promise so long.
Equitable distribution of wealth.
Yes.
And the equality of opportunity and justice.
For all.
Look,
And this is our creed.
Do y'all understand what you're saying here?
one thing
Huh?
I know, man. They make a mockery
It's
of
the
this whole
first
thing,
concept.
man.
Custom to it.
This part.
Listen to the words and repeat after me. We believe in the empowerment of our people.
The empowerment of
So
the
you
people.
believe in the empowerment of your people, but you're telling some, don't come in here to vote, 'cause I don't need your vote. Stay where you are to vote for somebody else.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
If you're in here, go out and vote. I don't need your vote, 'cause I get 60-something%. So stay
yeah,
where
I
you
don't need yours, so
Go
don't
out there and vote in another constituency.
Just give somebody else a vote.
So
that
how
need
do
it.
you empower the electorate? By manipulating them. And you know, Neddy, we're going to end the show not too long from now. We don't want to go on and bore the public. But one of the things is to see how the politicians manipulate Antiguans and Barbudans. He's manipulating the electorate here to vote where he thinks that he can throw some votes at people.
That's right.
What I'd like to point out to them also is that Antiguans, y'all need to stop chatting so damn much. all this business about posters coming to your area and they call you up and they take, all the information. Do not talk to posters. If you talk to posters, whoever you really feel like voting for, say the opposite. Confuse them, mash up their poll, because you're giving them information for the politicians to manipulate you. Why are you going to talk to a pollster? Tell the pollster, I am in a constituency with such and such is the representative or the candidate on the opposite side. Tell them come. If they want to know what I think on an issue, let them come and they can get my
That's
data
right.
from me.
That's
Why are you going to give somebody, but before the candidate even meet you, they already know if they mark you off as an X
That's
or mark
right.
you off with a tick to vote you? Why would you do that? This remind me, go back to Prince class days when I go check out the slave master.
Yeah, man.
And somebody start to talk. Rah, 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 rah. That is what is happening here. You're giving them information. When are you supposed to go take out government? You can't take out government because
then
somebody
don't
don't talk and then
Don't
tell them what
get-
even, I got this, I'm going to still stick with Labour, and that's, they have you in the bag.
Anything can go so.
Or if you say, oh no, please, if they fix the road, and if they put in some sugar cake in the road, then we'll vote for them. So you know what? They could show the little sugar cake in the
Of
road.
course.
And by since the 18th of January, the sugar cake done wash out to the road. But they got your vote. Stop talking to posters. But if you choose to want to run off him or for whatever reason, give them the opposite information for you. Actually stand. That is what I advise you to do. Go ahead, Nelly, talk.
My good brother, Antigua people just won't learn. And that's what happened. We've been trying, for years now, we've been trying to tell these people exactly what's happening, what have them in this particular position, and there is nothing that they want to do about it. Yeah? I can remember at one point I was telling the people that you have to mix up parliament with different parties if you want representation for yourself. Not even that. The people do not want to help themselves here. They depend on politicians to do everything for them, and they figure the politician. I saw a guy passing on my road just before the election. And you have the two set of posters on the lamppost,
Yeah.
and he looked. And look at this, he's sitting right there in the gallery in the lamppost right there. And listening to this guy talking telling,
And that was the end of that.
that's
Huh?
it.
That's
Just
it.
tell you exactly. So the people, they don't want nothing substantial. Believe me.
Yeah.
It's some little hit and run business, something that can carry me through the day or through the week, and wherever else happen later down the road,
Whatever else happened, just damn well happened.
that's the way it be.
That
So
is the
let it
reality.
be. And this is what's happening in Antigua. We need to change that mentality here. It's not serving us well at all. It's not doing nothing for us. So, look, we're here giving them the info. We're telling them what's necessary in order. And if they don't want to be, I don't know what we can do for it.
It is a democracy, and we'll keep fighting for
Yes,
people to
yes,
educate,
yes.
to enlighten people.
To
But
enlighten
the
people,
hardest
so-
part is how do you enlighten somebody who don't want to listen?
That's true.
Huh?
How do you
How
do
do you
that?
enlighten people? Antigua and Barbie, let me say so again. Do not talk to pollsters. Just the way that he manipulated people. He had polls showing where the constituency were falling, Labour Party was falling down in. So he told people who are going to move out of his constituency to go right ahead, hurry up and do that, right? But those who are moving in, hold off. Don't come in yet, because we need you to vote where you are, 'cause I don't need any more votes in here.
Yeah, 64%.
That is not your will. Your will of who you want to get elected is not being exercised here. It's
Not
the
at
will
all.
of Gaston Brown and the ABLP with that sort of talk.
That's right.
And if you go down that path of being manipulated like that, and you can see where all of that information he got, where he's telling people to go or where he's telling to come in, because he knew what the statistics were showing.
Exactly.
He knew what the polling results were saying.
That's
when he
right.
said that, I called it in January, because if he had gone any further down, Labour Party was losing momentum. In another month or so, they would have lost government.
That's right.
So it's all polling. So
So what you
it
said
doesn't
to the
make any
pollster.
sense to me that, knowing all of that somebody call you, you don't know who this person is, you never seen the person before, and you're going to start to spill your guts out. You're spilling your guts out for people who are manipulating you. Peter Wickham and whatever. Was it Kasuro? Whatever. Some fictitious shit they had there. And this report and this polling agent and that polling agency, they are designed to manipulate, to get the information that the politicians need, that before they even speak to you, they know what they have to give you in order to get over the finished post. Stop talking to pollsters. If you want to talk to a pollster, frig up the poll. Tell them exactly what you are not going to do or how you're not going to. Tell them the opposite. Please, Antigua and Barbuda. This is like slavery days where you're being manipulated. And it's not a matter of being manipulated in slavery days where you're being whipped, you're being tortured, you're being starved, or what other means of divide. They put the shackles on your neck where you can't see coming because some of them stick out so long. They manipulate you brutally in those days to get you to perform tasks, menial tasks, backbreaking work. But what is happening, it is more subtle. It's by the way of somebody calling, somebody WhatsApping you, somebody having some party and a big concert, and in the concert you see the man and then the posters going through the crowd asking questions. They're not asking questions to improve your life,
Not at all.
not to provide food for you and your family. They're providing that to enhance the politicians so that they will stay in office.
Position. That's right.
And what is the problem if you're in a democratic society and you tell the person that you marked your X for, or not going to answer, come to my house and you tell me what you're going to do for me, my family, my prospects of building a house, educating my children, and getting a decent job. No. Stay away from the polls. This whole talking business is what did Prince Class in the revolution in 1713. Antigua and Barbie people chat too damn much, and it's a problem. Neddy, I don't want to go on too much longer because I think we had a lot of information who wants to hear. It has been said now.
Yep.
We want to hear from you by calling in our program, texting me. You don't have to call in like Andy. Andy's a brave man. Some of you might be frightened to even calling in this program, right? But text me. Call me, 775-7201. The number never changed. And let us know what you think. Because this continued manipulation by the Prime Minister and the ABLP is so, what's the word? Expressive, so in your face, so overt. That's the word.
Okay,
it's not subtle. It's not something where it's spoken of behind closed doors. You used to have them in the smoke-filled room and so on, and they do the dirty deal, political deal. It is right in your face. The Prime Minister felt comfortable enough to go on his radio station and tell the problem after 7 days where you could challenge the outcome because of what he said, knowing that there are no laws to prevent us to take action at this point in time. And that is the sad reality that we are facing in Antigua and Barbuda today. Neddy, I have said my part. I hope that those who have ears and brains to listen and to comprehend, right? It's one thing we have ears to hear, but you have to use your mind to listen to what is being said and to decipher what being said and to make that benefit you and your family and your country.
Very much so.
And I do hope, the grace of God, that the next time a poll is held in Antigua, will be by-election or general election, that our podcast will be able to guide people to make fair and level-headed vote at the polls. Neddy, I'm going to leave it to you. Until we come again, take care. Neddy's going to sign off now.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being with us today. And I just hope that you understood where we're trying to go with this. It's not a nice position that we're in, and we need to get out of that position. For years, we've been talking about ways of shifting and getting ourselves out of this position and getting proper representation for the people. But the people doesn't seem as if they want proper representation. They just continue to do the very same old thing, and it will be the same old result if you continue to do the same thing. So ladies and gentlemen, please tune in next week and try to understand exactly where we're going with this and play your part. We need you to. So you have a pleasant evening And bye for
until,
now.
until we come again.
Until we come
Take good
again.
care. Bye, Auntie.